Minnesota Vikings.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in uptown Charlotte. Today it's week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by a much-discussed third-rounder in last year's draft. The second-year pro out of Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
It was good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
They got the win, so you're going to give him another. Good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. Here now, 2nd and 4. Right back to Mitchell here. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out. Now, he doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, these guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
On play action, here's Ridder. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's got this down to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They run over center with Mitchell. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You look at this Carolina defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
The numbers a week ago for Kupp, well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double.
There he goes right side, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Isaiah Hodgins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. So really a nice drive there for the first points of the game.
And how about the fact that it was a run by the wide receiver to get him into the end zone, Brandon? You know, these guys, we know they're not afraid to open up the playbook, and they showed it to us right there on the first drive.
So this drive spans 7 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And leading them out, a man who has led his team to the conference championship game the last 2 seasons, winning it 2 years ago. Here's Joe Burrow.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. And the numbers for Gibbs from last week: 13 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
It's been a strong season for him thus far, sitting currently 7th in the NFL in rushing. He gives their offense really good flexibility because if he's gashing a defense, they can ride him to an early lead. But if the defense sells out to stop him, that opens up their passing game.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he's got Rome down the left sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 34 yards there and a first down.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go play action with Burrow. Steps away. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. The Panthers hit 3-0 here in the month of September, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
First down. Here's Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Now Ritter to throw on 1st down. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 2nd and 9. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And it helps him move the sticks. 48 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Gibbs trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Gibbs on the toss left. And he is going to lose yardage here. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
3rd and goal. Burrow sliding out of the... And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Sheds off the tackle. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep, Naheem Hines. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. And I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up...
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Zay Flowers, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44. And it's complete to Mitchell. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the... Second down and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. 20, 5, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 3rd and 3. Looking to throw it here. Ritter. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Christian Harris. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Justin Madubuike working his way to the quarterback that time.
Well, that was their third sack of the ball game. Second in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the second spot pretty soon. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Vikings are going to have it here just past the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Back to throw, Ritter. That is caught. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Ritter. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties. Allowed the secondary to get home.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Burrow. And his throw here's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Burrow looking to pass. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. 2nd down throw coming for Ritter. Now that'll be caught by Kupp. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Drops this underneath, it's Mitchell. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Ritter. throw's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To the air again, it's Ritter. And that is incomplete. They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal. This one from 48 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Second and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And that is no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as we say goodbye to September and take a look around the NFL here on this first day of October. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And they are just about ready to head to halftime with the Dolphins on top. Kenny Pickett with a couple of touchdown tosses. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. It's the rookie Bryce Young with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. 1 touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 2nd down, Ritter. Eluding the pressure, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Desmond Ritter, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that will level the playing field at 17-all. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The interception on the last drive proved costly, led to the tying score, so 17-all as they come up on a 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Play action. It's Burrow rolling to his right. Well, looking deep here for Flowers. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there for Carolina. 45 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Justin Madubuike picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. From the red zone now, here's Burrow, 1st down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Darren Waller, a 15. And the Panthers have moved out in front. Tucker now for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead then. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Vikings head out to take over once again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and short. Ritter working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Ritter back to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dayo Odangbo showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Ritter will set up to throw it. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 20-yard line. Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. Ritter now on 2nd down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Ritter to throw it. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
3rd and goal, Ritter with it. Oh, no, he lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain.
Now he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Andy Janovich, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, Burrow. Flushed out right. And he'll be out right at the 35. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Gibbs straight ahead. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Flush to his right. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Darren Waller with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Panthers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You're talking about those punches and counter-punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
On the return is Xavier Gibson. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Ritter on 1st and 10. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Ritter off the play fake. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll look to throw. Throw out left, caught by Mayer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. Touchdown, Vikings. John Mechie, 46 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Now Burrow. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. Here's first down. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And that one complete to Hodgins. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Well, this crowd doing their best to make a lot of racket. It's 3rd and 5. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Vikings in the hurry-up. They're hustling up to the line. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Here's a 2nd and 7. He has Mayer complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's first. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Panthers have recovered. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's 2nd down. Now Burrow. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4. Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This from 52 and this for the win. And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not. It's no good. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball... So the Vikings going to get the first chance to possess the football as we are back underway here in overtime. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. And out now come the Vikings. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal. We continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulous as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. The Vikings send out their punter on for a very important punt here in overtime. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. Now, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, Parker?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this. All the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not surprised it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
So for the Panthers, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Panthers are...
Hey, yo, DJ.